So it's time to take some measurements of your old kitchen so we can get your new kitchen started. It's a lot easier than you think. Let's do it. Now we're going to take a look at the U-shaped kitchen. Take two. So now we're going to take a look at a U-shaped kitchen. Important dimensions that we're going to need is from this inside corner here to the end of the cabinets, plus or minus how many inches. If we can go 3 inches more, and there's room for that, or 6 inches or 12 inches more, we need to know that. That's going to come in real handy when we're designing. We also need to know the edge of your range here, where your microwave is, if there's a vent above it, which I will go more over this in a second. Also from this inside corner to this inside corner, from this inside corner to the edge of your refrigerator, to if there's any receptacles back here, which I sure hope there is, otherwise your refrigerator's not working. And if there's a water box, if you actually have a water hookup for ice and water in your fridge freezer, where that location is, where your sink is, where your dishwasher is, and also trim on the windows. So just looking at these walls, we would need measurements from this inside corner to this edge right here, where your range is, the width from here to here, which should be 30 inches, and then from here to here. Now this might be 27 inches right now, but you have room for a 36-inch cabinet, and you want more countertop space and cabinet space. So we just need a plus or minus on here, or you can say, 36 inches here. Just tell us 36, and we won't even know you currently have a 27, so that's fine. Same thing up here. If you have a vent up above your microwave, some of them are charcoal filters and don't have vents. Most of them do. We need to know where that vent is. So if there's an actual 6-inch vent or 4-inch vent coming out of your ceiling, we're going to need to know where that is as well. So over here on this wall, very, 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 very important is that we get dimensions from the inside corner to the outermost area of your trim, which right here is 3 feet 6 inches. And then we would get dimension from the outermost part of your trim to here, 5 feet 11 inches. And hopefully if the builders did a good job, this is centered. And if I did a good job in my program, I didn't, bummer. 3 feet 7 inches. We need to know that. If this is off an inch, we really need to know it because we want to keep a nice reveal here. We don't want 4 inches here and 5 inches here. If you have 3 feet 7 and you have 3 feet 6 and the builder messed up, we can add a little 1-inch filler in here that will make this centered, which will look a lot better than the alternative. So we just need to know that. So those are very important measurements to have. Once again, to the outermost part of the trim, if you have a little windowsill that sticks out off of this an inch or so, we need that dimension out to that point, or to the outside of your window trim. We don't need to your window. We need to know how much space we're going to have in between here and here for your cabinets. We need to know sink location if you want your sink right here. We need to know that. We need to know your dishwashers here. If you want Lazy Susans in the corner, we need to have a marking on your drawing saying that I want Lazy Susans in the corner. So here's our next wall. This is our fridge wall. So we need dimensions from this inside corner to the edge of your fridge. If there is a receptacle here, which I'm sure assuming there is, and you have a receptacle back there, we need to know that. If there's an ice box down here where you have a water hookup, we need to know where that is as well. So we'll look at this on the floor plan now. And so your dimensions for your window would be pulling from either of the inside corners to the edge of the window trim, like that. Pulling from this point here, come on, to the window trim here. And then pulling this final measurement right here to here. So we would just need to see this on your actual drawing. So 3 feet 6. These are not super accurate. If you remember my last measurements I showed you, that was actually 3 feet 7. And this one was 3 feet 6. So anyway, this is just rough, just get the idea. So you can draw it out right like that. Then we know how wide the window is. We know we add this, this, this. We know the total wall length, and we can lay out that wall accordingly. A note on here saying something like just dishwasher or DW. We usually just use DW. On right of sink would be fine, or even just DW, and we obviously will look at the drawing and know that's what it is. A note saying sink centered on window, fantastic. If you want angled cabinets like this, great. If you want cabinets that are not angled here, we actually have these really cool easy reach ones that are L-shaped, and the doors on them open up just like a Lazy Susan like this right here. You can make a note of that. I prefer the easy reaches over the angled corner, but that's just my preference. So, so we need, ultimately, those are the dimensions we need here. So if we come over here, we need this to the edge of your fridge. And then we also need to know generally how far we can take cabinets here. So right now you can say that that's, that's as far as I want to go. Or maybe you say, you know what, I want more counter space. I want to move my fridge down. You go, okay, I got 10 feet, 11 inches of clear space where I can move my fridge to. Only problem with that is if you have an electrical outlet right here and you want to move your fridge down, then all of a sudden that electrical outlet's not going to be in there. But if you have an electrical outlet here and then you have a water box that's underneath it there and you want to move this 12 inches, if you give us measurements for those, that'll also let us know if that can be done, and we'll check all that stuff in the actual plan that we make for you and make sure everything fits in there well. So that's just a center mark, and let's do a center to here too, to this really large receptacle, and you can go like that and draw this on there as well, and then we'll know that, let's see if I can move that out of the way. There we go. And so then we'll know that that's where those are. And then if you just make a note that says water, okay, and then you make another note that says receptacle, then we will know what those are. And then you can tell us, something along the lines of like, move fridge, to here. And then we know, okay, you want to actually move the fridge down, and then we'll know where those are and increase counter space. Now, if you want a 3-drawer base cabinet here, just put a note on there saying 3-drawer. Okay. And so just basically let us know anything that you want on there. If you want a pull-out trash can next to here, let us know. So over here on this wall, same thing ultimately, is we want an edge measurement to your range. Okay, we want to know what you have here, which should be 30 inches. Might be a little hard to get my program to pull off 30 inches. Wow, I actually have 30 inches, duh. Sorry, it's been a long day. So anyway, so you've got 30 inches there, and then final measurements here, and you can go something along, lines of this, and let's say you've got 2 feet 6 inches, or how about 2 feet 5 inches, but you want to add a little more here. You can say plus or minus 3 inches. Anywhere that you can put plus or minus 3 inches is awesome, because we can change your measurements or your layout a little bit to add more symmetry, to maybe balance it out with a 30-inch cabinet here and a 30 here instead of a 27 and a 30, or what have you. And it just makes it look better. So it really helps our design team to give you the best product. We also need to know where the gas is here. So if you have gas or electrical coming out of here, we need to know exactly where that is, and then that way we know how much wiggle room we have. And we also need to know where your vent is for your microwave if you have one. And so if you can give those dimensions to us as well, that is extremely helpful to make sure that, whoever does your install or your remodel loves working with Walcraft Cabinetry, because we think of these things. So you can just do that and that, and then just put a couple of measurements down here and let us know. Just spec out what that is and go, okay, this is to my, let's put this up here. This is to my vent. Okay. And then another one would be for, let's just say you have electric. And so you measure that out and then tell us it's electric. Okay, just like that. So that's really the measurements that we need. Also, if you're going to have an island, you can just draw, like obviously in this kitchen, it would be really hard to get an island in there. But you can draw a square, a rectangle in the middle, and then just put, you know, an island size. Island 36 inches by, let's say 48 inches. And then if you have anything you want in there, trash, open, lower shelves, what else can you put in there? You could put all kinds of things. You could put a lower microwave cabinet, you know, just anything you want. Just put in there. And makes notes to us. Let us know what that is. And write that in there. I'm just going to delete that so it's not blocking up the whole thing. But anyway, so you just draw that island in there and say, this is what I want. Put that on there, and then our designers will know. So that's generally what we're looking for. Once again, this right here is very important. Get us accurate measurements there. One of the best way to take measurements of your kitchen is to measure it out, draw it out on a piece of paper, take that piece of paper, put it away somewhere, go over, grab another piece of paper, draw it out again, look at your two pieces of paper, and if they're not exact, measure it a third time and find out which one is right and which one is wrong. This is huge. We need important super accurate measurements. This is very important. So there you go. I'm going to show you real quick what this looks like drawn out. Once our design team receives your measurements, they'll be able to get started on helping you create your beautiful new kitchen. Thanks for the opportunity to work with you.